Hey guys, it's your boy Zach. Thank you for clicking the video. You rock. And if you're a League player, I do respect you and I do care about you, I swear. This video may not sound like it, but I do. I'm coming from a place of wanting to help, wanting to encourage, maybe inspire. I've been playing the game since about Season 3, and I recently came back. And I was actually kind of pleasantly surprised that some of the champions do feel slightly more balanced. But there's still a noticeable discrepancy between some. There's still some that are obviously viable and some that are like questionable, right? At best. And I guess I got to thinking and I've thought about it for so long, but being that there's what, like 20 updates a month, or at least there used to be, why isn't the game completely balanced, right? And what we realize is Riot Games is a company and they need to make money. And how do they make their money? Skins. That's the majority of their money. It's a free to play game. You don't have to pay to play this game. So the business has every incentive in the world to make champions good for small amounts of time, just long enough for you to buy a skin, and then make another champion, probably in that same role, way more viable slightly after. So, well, now you have to buy a skin for that champion, right? It's a very lucrative business model. It's been working very, very well. And it's definitely a part of the game. It's something that definitely exists. Wow, this Katarina's going crazy. Oh my goodness, Katarina! See, there's champions like Katarina, and then there's champions like Teemo. No, I'm just kidding. But what I see is like the macro stuff of the game still isn't understood by the players. Why is that? Well, because the macro of the game changes so much as well, right? You know, this season there's this regular dragon. Now there's 7 different dragons. Now there's a baron. Now there's 3 different types of barons. There's a rift herald. Now there's a slightly different rift herald. Now there's void grubs. All of this has been changing. The jungle paths changed. And that's not to improve the game, guys. Like, that is to change the game. So that players have to keep playing so that they can keep learning and stay relevant, right? There isn't, there's not, like, more strategic prowess within, like, having 3 barons now is so dumb. That doesn't simplify anything or add to, like, the importance of Baron or anything. It just adds a sense of random RNG, right? Things like that are questionable, right? And just like objectively, if you take your emotion out of the situation and you realize like, well, yeah, of course they're changing the game constantly for these reasons. Of course, look at Samira. Look at that. That's ridiculous. That's in the game, right? I don't understand why there's champions like that in the game. I really don't. I mean, I know Samir is an ADC, but why is she able to do that, right? Why aren't the health bars just doubled in this game? If the health bars were just doubled in this game, well, there would be more chance for outplays, right? There would be more chance for, you don't get hit by a Morgana stun and just die, right? This would obviously promote more competitive integrity. And, I want to take a second to just remember that League of Legends changed my life in a very profound way. It was the best game ever, and I have so much respect for what they did for esports, for what they did for video games in general. They sort of led the charge on modernizing esports, bringing it up to speed, evolving the format, things like that. That was good play. I have so much respect. At the same time, I have so much distaste for how they treat their players. Coming back to the game too, first of all, why isn't there a voice chat? Yeah, I get people are toxic, but they're toxic because there really isn't a voice chat. They're probably desperately hungry for a voice chat, right? Because this is a team game that supposedly emphasizes teamwork, right? Yet there's no gadget even in place to facilitate teamwork. In fact, the ping system, I have no idea how that's still allowed, how people can just question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. It's just turned into even worse because of that. And I understand there is probably some upside to not having a voice chat. Obviously, Riot Games has deemed it more profitable because they feel like some players will be marginalized and they'll be less likely to keep playing. That was a really good flash. Flash Q, that was sick. I just want to say, guys, there's a lot of better ways to spend your time. There is. And that's coming from someone who spends all of their free time gaming, and that's all I've done my entire life, right? But we live in a world, like 2023 was one of the best games ever, but one of the best years ever for games. Like, it was incredible. And we have amazing games from Elden Ring to Breath of the Wild to Power World, right? We have games like Enshrouded coming out. Valheim is still a must play, right? There's so much quality out there. And so I question why we are so trained to think League of Legends is the pinnacle, right? Because it does give you a lot of agency, and there is those insanely exciting moments in the game. But you need to detach from that emotion and that excitement and realize, like, okay, so what have they actually done to balance everything? What have they actually done over the last 10 years of updates to improve the competitive integrity of the game? All they do is just they just randomly tweak champions, randomly. And then the next month, they tweak it back. And then the next month after that, they make it good again. Like, right? It's buffs and nerfs, it's buffs and nerfs. And that is disrespectful for your time, inherently, right? That is absolutely not a context to promote quality gameplay, right? And I just wanna basically, the video is not gonna drag on too much longer, but I just wanna say, guys, if you take 2 seconds to look at what's out there, you'll be wildly surprised. Okay, if you take 2 seconds to realize, like, do I actually want to queue up for my enjoyment, or do I want to queue up for this artificial feeling of slight progression? Because the progression is artificial. Because the game's quality as a competitive, integral game, that wasn't properly said, I mean, that's jeopardized. So, I just want to say, guys, I love you. If you're playing League of Legends, cool. There's so much to appreciate about it. I have 7,000 hours on this game. The highest I ever got was Gold 2, like back in Season 3, and then I never really tried to grind past that. I just sort of enjoy the game for what it is, as a lot of people do. A lot of people are content with where they are. They don't care about grinding because they know grinding is an almost impossible, insanely uphill battle. And even if you do achieve whatever you achieve, what do you actually get from that? What do you get from Diamond 1? Besides a lot of hours clocked into a game. In my life, I've let relationships fall through my fingers because of this game. I completely blew my chance at university because of this game. And when my sister was much younger, like much, much younger as a baby, I chose to play this game over spending quality time with her. And I regret it. I regret it a lot. Guys, if I could go back and undo those hours, I would. I would actively work at that. Because truly this game has a way of absorbing your whole day. You queue up, you queue up, you queue up, you queue up. I used to do that. I do that with so many games. So I'm not shaming anyone for doing that. But don't do that without properly addressing everything out there and realizing, like, yeah, now that I've considered all my options, this is still what I want to do. That's fine. I actually went and played Dota about a couple years ago now, and I started playing Dota a lot, and I realized, wait a minute, Riot Games copied everything Dota did, just simplified it down and diluted everything down and took away your options and made everything slightly more legible, or I guess the word would be transparent, for casual players. The game is designed fundamentally to appeal to casual players. That's what's going on. Is this guy going to outplay this dude? Wait a minute here. Yo! Lulu coming in. I love the fact that I've spent a good amount of time getting to know both games, because Dota 2, first of all, every champion idea, the original 100 first champions, they just directly copied Dota. I mean, the move sets even for a lot of these champions are almost identical. The play style / roles were all developed by Dota. the type of map with macro objectives was created and inspired by Dota. And I realized, like, after clocking 7,000 hours into League of Legends, how crazy am I to not go and make sure there was a better option right there the entire time. Now, I know that League of Legends has that, it has that capital G, G unit, dog, hustler vibe. What am I even saying? What the heck did I just watch? What was that? How'd she just fly through the map? No, seriously, what did I just see? Like, stuff like that. There's no sentence anyone can ever say to me like, yeah, that should be in the game. That makes sense because of this reason. Actually, it's viable because of this. Akali really isn't good on level 1, but, you know, levels 2 through 18, she's pretty good. Like, it's just like, I don't know. How is that in the game, right? There's 20 updates a month, and that's still in the game. Like, I don't know, stuff like that. Samira 1v5 in, right? So, yeah, that's basically it. I just want to make sure you guys are respecting your time. I think that you can still respect your time and still play League of Legends as long as you're giving it your full capacity, right? As long as you're treating it the way you want to treat it. And I know a lot of some people do that. That was a great thresh hook. And I get that. A lot of people do that. That was another great thresh hook, man. But now I'm babbling. I'm a little distracted by the video. I'll leave you with that. I love you guys so much. I hope that, you know, you have a great day, a great rest of your year. Be on the lookout for so many great games coming out, from Light and Oak Fire to the new Magic set coming on the 9th to the Elden Ring DLC, guys, to literally anything, guys. So, much love. See you in the next one.